Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm your host, Raya, and I'm handling life one shot at a time. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things pop culture, celebrities, gossip, trends, and let's become best friends. What? I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So excited. I feel like this episode is going to be jam-packed. Okay, we need to get into it. Okay, our drink of the week, Brews and Booze reviews featuring Betty Booze. So excited for this one. Kathy, tell us what this is about. So this is by Blake Lively. I'm excited because she has Betty Buzz, which is her non-alcoholic version. I believe it's like sparkling water, sparkling something or other. And then this is the alcoholic version of Betty Buzz. Lord help me. Wait, how do we feel about people using their kids' names for businesses when like the kid doesn't get to use their name for a business? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless it's in the kid's name, they should be getting some sort of, profit for it. Thank you. Good God. Where is my mind? Okay. Tell us about it.
Her idea was that we have a drink. What we drink should be held to the same standards as the foods we eat. So beverages that are real, uncomplicated, and delicious.
Alrighty. And we're doing Betty Booze sparkling tequila with lime shisho. The girl at Total Wines was like, this is the best one. So, ready? Okay. Yeah, ready? Cheers. Okay. Oh!
It's actually pretty good.
I like that. Now, this tastes like a lollipop, like a ice pop. Like the green ice pops.
But then just a little bitter at the end.
That must be the shisho. I don't know what that is.
It's a plant.
Ooh, this feels really refreshing and really clean. I feel the cleanliness. Yeah, it tastes like a tequila soda with lime, but honestly, like
better.
More, yeah, like better.
Because I don't like tequila soda.
Yeah. No, like definitely better, but I'm saying like refreshing wise. Okay, I'm giving this a 5 off the bat. This is good. I could drink multiple of these.
I agree.
You don't have to agree.
No, I like it.
Yeah, okay, this is good. Yummy. Thank God. I mean, whoops. Shout out Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and Betty Reynolds because, girl, I hope you're getting your profit from this because, yeah, we just need to take care of our children. I mean, I'm sure they do. They don't like when paparazzi films their children and shit, Okay, we do have a fun guest today. I'm excited. So before we get into that, I'm just going to go over a few, meaning a lot, of pop culture things and kind of catch you up on my week. I wanted to tell you guys something super exciting. I filmed I guess I didn't film anything, but I was booked for a print ad last week. So loved that. It's going to be probably in an Ace Hardware near you, and I'm so excited. I hope I get like copies so I can like post about it and just like have it for my own memories. But definitely if I get any copies or whatever, I will let you know. I don't want to say the company that it's for. I don't think I can't. I just personally don't want to. But when all of that comes out, I mean, hopefully I'll get copies. I probably won't. But anyways, I just thought that was so exciting. I've been with my agency for 5 years, since like 2019. And this is the first thing that I booked. And it's not so much the first, it is the first thing that I booked, but I don't know. I wonder why. Because like people love me. Like, I don't know. I'm trying not to read too much into things, but I just want to say on that note, like, if you have a dream, it doesn't matter like where you're living because, a lot of people think like, oh, I have to live in LA or New York to like make it. And yes, like there are a lot of, connections that come with living in those cities, the people that you meet, and it is all about who you know. But I do think that if it's not good for your mental health or your health in general, and you need to like go home and recuperate and just kind of be at your like home base where you feel safe, if it's meant to be, it will find you. And I always said that when I left LA, like, look, I want to continue pursuing this, but not at, this cost. And I just feel like, if it's meant to be, it will find me and things will happen. And, I've been with my agency for a while, and it feels like everything is really kind of working out for me this year in terms of like a lot of change. I'm moving, I'm traveling more, I'm doing, a lot of things with the podcast. The podcast is picking up, our team is growing. I'm so grateful for the people that I have been in, contact with or like cross paths with. I just think it's so awesome. And I just also feel like ever since like my boyfriend and I broke up last fall, I just feel like things have like really worked out for me. And it's not so much anything to do with him. It's a bigger picture of, I think, what I was trying to say on a different episode of like karmic relationships, right? Like I remember sitting in therapy talking about how I have dated the same person for the last 15 years over and over and over and over again. And I'm just over it. And it has nothing to do with any of those people per se, right? It's just about my picking and what I'm allowing in my life. And I feel like once you stop allowing certain things in your life, like truly, truly, truly have made the agreement to like, okay, you know what? Like I really am done with this. Like things will start picking up. And I just feel very grateful. I feel grateful. You should always listen to yourself and don't give up on your dreams because, I started this podcast in 2019. I should have started in 2016 when I had the idea and the vision. It wasn't the right timing. I have a career that I love that I didn't give up on. I am also continuing to do acting and modeling. And, we're just going to see where the world takes us. And this is 10, almost 11 years in the making. And so overnight success is not so overnight all the time, right? Like, so anyways, I just wanted to like inspire some people. If you're out there, like, should I do this? Or, oh, I'm scared to move and take a chance or take a risk. And, or like change is scary, and change is scary, but it's also very necessary to get outside of your comfort zones. And, it's really, really, really important for us to grow. And I'm also so grateful for like my support system and like my friends who, I've just made along the way and reconnected with, and we've all grown together. I really try to pride myself on being a good friend, but we all fall short, right? I know that when I'm not the most healthy, like it's hard to be there for other people and not lash out and things like that. Like it's something that I've tried to work on over the years, and I think I've gotten so much better at, and just communicating and things like that, and really like trying to self-regulate my emotions. And I'm just so grateful. Like I have, my friend, I don't really have anybody, and I have, my friends asking, or like just, I've put out the SOS. I'm overwhelmed, like packing, and I'm very sentimental, and I want to keep all these knickknacks and like whatever, and like this piece of paper that somebody touched, and like a tissue that somebody blew their nose in. And it's like, you don't need to keep all of those weird shrines and sentimentalness, like, and another person put it into perspective that, she immigrated from Iran, and, she's lost all of her diaries and just like childhood things from just moving, and also just moving in general. When you move, you purge things, and like, her diaries went to Goodwill, and on accident, of course, and like she's lost things in like a war zone, and just, it like really puts things in perspective of like, I don't need to carry around weird high school mementos that like wasn't even great years of my life anyways. And I am nostalgic, but I'm trying to like work on that and make it more of like a like maybe write it down. But I'm like, I want that for my kids because I didn't have that. I wasn't like close to my family. So like, I want them to feel close and like a part of my family. That's my whole rant on that. But my point in saying that is, I'm like, it's so hard for me to pack because I'm going through all these things with like my dad and my grandma. And like, I'm just finding like random knickknacks, and then I get like sentimental about it, and then I procrastinate. And anyways, my friends are like, I can help you on this day. I'm like, fuck yeah. Even like 1 hour, like that would be amazing. So I'm very, very extremely grateful. Thank you for helping. Mwah. Okay, enough of that heart to heart. Let's get into today's topics. Holy shit, we have so much going on. Over the weekend, I went to the Houston SaberCats rugby team opening game. I feel like that was such a tongue twister. Super fun. Definitely about to make rugby my personality. And, you know, to all of my ex-boyfriends and just like people in Texas, guys in Texas who are like, you don't like sports. No, I don't like your sports. You know what I mean? Like, I like European sports, you know? Like, rugby is like a very everything but America sport, and that I'm into. I saw the most interesting looking people. Like, I saw this guy, one of them on the rugby team. He honestly looked like Norwegian. Like, they all looked like Vikings. They're just very cool. There's a lot of people from Polynesia. I met a guy from Samoa who is going to be on the show at some point, and I only know about Samoa because of 90 Day Fiance, where Kalani and what's his name? Ansuelo, whatever his name is. He's from there, and dude, Samoa is so pretty, but it's also so remote. It's like a tiny ass island in the middle of the Atlantic. What's on the other side of New York? The Atlantic Ocean? Again, geography, not our strong suit over here. I think it's like, or the Indian Ocean, maybe?
Samoa's
near
the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, the Pacific Ocean? Oh, okay. I'm wrong again. Anyways, very beautiful place. I also know about Samoa because when I went to the Virgin Islands, obsessed with that place, there are like legit pirates, and a lot of them are from Samoa and countries like that, because that's like their way of life. And I just thought that was interesting, like when you travel. And I learned all about the West Indies and, you know, how the Virgin Islands came about and the colonization and everything like that. So very interesting. Anyways, that's all I know about that. But the game was very, very awesome. I can't wait to go back. Definitely gonna go more, and I will report back if, you know, anything transpires or anything is, you know, worth reporting. But yeah, I highly recommend if you're in Houston to go to the rugby game, because who knew we had a rugby team? It's giving cultured, you know? Okay, can we talk about how Bradley Cooper said that he didn't feel attached to like his daughter, which that's fine. I've heard that a lot, you know, parents, it takes a second, you know, for you to get attached, especially like men or like women who do surrogates that don't, you know, carry the children and have that bond. But he was like, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. He literally goes, you know, he didn't feel attached, and it took a second for him to get attached to his kid. And then I think somebody asked him, he was like, would you die for your kid? And he's like, I don't know. What's going on with the world? I saw another TikTok about like, you know, just interviewing random moms in suburbia, and they were all like 80% of them were like, I don't know if I would kill for my kid. What, girl? This is not like your child's a killer and you need to be on board with it. It's like you need to, this is like in a perfect world where your child is innocent and a victim of something and you need to protect them. I would fucking die for my kids. Here's the thing though, I feel kind of shitty because, you know, when you just talk to your friends, you're like, oh, this that age old thing of like, would you save the husband or the child? For the longest time, you know, this is like a teenage mind, right? I would always say like, oh, I'll just save the husband because you can always make more children. That's fucked up. I would never save my husband. If it came between my kids and my husband, sorry, babe. Nice knowing ya. Great couple of years we had. Love this beautiful child of mine. Saving the kid. Hands down, no questions asked. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. We need to be protecting our children more. And speaking of children, Kristen Cavallari is dating a 23, 24-year-old guy, a TikTok star in a boy band
Montana Boys.
TikTok called Montana Boys. He's literally, here's my issue. He's in college and he's in a TikTok boy band. Lip syncing TikTok boy band.
There's like 5 of them in that group.
Babe, it's weird. It's not weird that he's young, okay? Like, you know, everybody made a great point. Leonardo DiCaprio does it. Fucking every guy in Hollywood dates somebody 20, 30, 40, 50 years his senior. I mean, Hugh Hefner. I mean, these aren't idols, but you get what I'm saying. It's not the age gap for me. The issue is she has 3 kids, one of which is like, I want to say 10, like very close to his age, in my opinion. She's 37. He's 23, 24. And she's like dating him. This isn't somebody that she's like having fun with. She's like dating him. And he's probably met the kids and like he's going to sign up to be a stepdad, even if it's for a couple of months. But like what? And then also he's like still in college. Like, babe, are you just talking about like your stress because your college finals? No, I can't relate. I'm scared. No, dude. And I only know about the Montana boys because they popped up on my For You page. I guess because I follow like Kristen Cavallari and just in general, they pop up. And I was like, what is this? They're always doing the bare minimum. They're like, your mouth is barely moving.
I saw them because there was a TikTok video and she's like at the end and he like hugs her from behind.
Okay, that's another issue. Twice, the 2 videos that she's been in, he like the first one at the pool, he like pushed her.
Oh, yeah,
and I know it's playful, but she's a very small. She's like 5 foot and like 98 pounds. He's a big guy. Okay, he's definitely like 6 something and is like pretty buff and like works out. Like he pushed her. Even his little like just like a little dainty push is like pretty hard. And then on that one that you're talking about, he like grabs her too and I'm like, damn bitch, you're so aggressive. And like I'm not saying like abuse by any means, but I'm like, okay, she's a little dainty. Like let's just like lighten up just, you know, a little bit, you know? Like he's really throwing her around like a little rag doll. I don't know. That's embarrassing. I mean, like, what? I mean, as a Gen Zer, weigh in. Like, what if you were dating somebody, or like your friend was dating somebody in like a lip syncing TikTok boy band?
I'd make fun of them.
Right. Anyways, hope they're happy. Seems like it. Well, in royal news, Kate Middleton allegedly has been missing since Christmas of last year. And you know, I know that the royal family put out a statement and I talked about it saying that she had like abdominal surgery and she's not going to be in the public eye until after Easter. Now, so many rumors have been going around so much and they're putting out like an SOS on Kate Middleton and how she's, you know, potentially missing and all this stuff. And they're comparing her to Shelley Miscavige of Scientology. I'm not laughing at that. That's like tragic story. But anyways, because Shelley has technically been missing since like the 90s or the early 2000s and like nowhere to be found. But, you know, other rumors are going around saying that she's distraught because William has, I guess, asked for a divorce because he wants to be with her best friend Rose that he allegedly had an affair with, and then now he wants a divorce. Okay, I definitely know that that's a rumor. Like, I really don't believe that. But could you imagine like wasting your college years, marrying this guy who's balding, and you're only getting prettier? I mean, Meghan and Kate are both very pretty. I hate people pitting them against each other, even though I'm not the biggest Meghan Markle fan. We know. I'm not a hypocrite. I just, you know, I'm neutral. But imagine like wasting all those years. Your father-in-law, the King of England, has, you know, cancer, potentially not going to make it. And you could potentially be, you know, coming into the throne sooner rather than later. And then your husband allegedly asks you for a divorce? I would be so pissed. I would be like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I need the throne. And I don't think Kate is like that. Like, I don't think she really cares about the throne because she does do a lot of work with, you know, the children and her charities that she does with the, what's it called? She does something where she goes to the schools. Anyway, she does a lot of charity work, and I think she definitely is a working royal, and she definitely likes what she does, and I think she makes a really great impact. But my point is like the irony. It's like, damn bitch, like I want to be queen, you know? Mm-hmm. I would at least put in all that work. And then people are also saying that she got a BBL. I don't think she got a BBL. We pissed off the royal family so much that they made a second statement. It was so dry. They were like, "We told you we're not gonna provide any updates that aren't significant. Kate is doing well, and she's not going to be in the public eye until after Easter." We said what we said. Okay, said what they said. I mean, that's all I know for now. Like I said, boots on the ground. When I go to London, I will keep you guys updated. I am going to do a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 episodes from there too. So I'm excited. They might be short. Oh my God. Wait, can we talk about how I said there was going to be an emergency Love is Blind episode? No, girl, there wasn't. There was no juice, no tea, nothing. That shit was so boring. Episodes 10 and 11? Bye. Did you watch it?
Mm-mm.
Well, you're not missing anything. That I was mortified because I was like, now this is on, you know, a public forum of me saying, oh my God, there's going to be an emergency episode and I need to be held accountable. No, girl, there was nothing to report. Nothing to report. So I think March 6th or March, I don't know. We have Love is Blind, rest of the season's coming out. We have Buying Beverly Hills coming out, which I'm excited to see that because of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the crossover. I'll kind of get into that in my opinions in just a second. But yeah, there was no juice. I just wanted to make that clear. It was stupid. And I'm embarrassed that I even said that. God. Bear with us, guys. It's raining and the weather's a little, and now it's stopped. Oh my God. Anyways, it's great. That's why I look like a wet dog. My hair actually looked really good because I bought a hairspray for the first time in like forever because literally months, years, I kept forgetting to get hairspray at the store. And I was like, oh my God, my hair actually looks like so good today. It's going to hold. I literally go outside and now I look like a wet dog. And it just is what it is. So Leah McSweeny, like, founder of Married to the Mob and Real Housewives of New York alum, is suing her former employer, Bravo, and Evolution Media because she said she was put into like undesirable circumstances with her sobriety and that she was like forced to drink and she converted to Judaism, and that she said on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip that they wouldn't prepare kosher food for her and everything was in pork, so she didn't eat and she was, quote, forced to starve. First of all, Leah, that's not why we don't like you. We don't like you because you're boring. And even with the alcohol, like, okay, the tiki torches and when she was like naked running with Sonia Morgan, like that was a good scene, but like that was, I feel like, yes, you were like drunk and drinking, but like I also feel like that was so exaggerated. You were like, I'm just gonna throw a Hail Mary and like be crazy with Sonia. Honestly, that's me sober. Like, I would get naked with tiki torches to jump in the pool sober. So, like, I'm just wild and weird and, like, crazy and don't really need alcohol to do that. Leah was, like, sick half the 2 weeks they were filming Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which that does suck because, I mean, I don't know if she didn't want to film or if she really was sick. And if you're only there for 2 weeks and you're sick for like a week, I mean, that does suck. But still, even when she was there, like there was, I mean, Luann isn't drinking. Luann doesn't drink and she's still fun. Like, I don't understand. I think she's like making alcohol the scapegoat. And she was saying that, so she brought the suit to Bravo and Evolution. And she's also suing Andy for saying that, he does coke with Real Housewives. Like, let the man live and do some lines off of, Bethany Frankel's asshole. Like, just let him live. It actually probably wouldn't be Bethany Frankel. It would probably be, because they're beefing too. It would probably be, well, like Teresa Giudice or like Kyle Richards for sure. They're really close. But I don't know, just like let him live, And in that same breath, Brandi Glanville is saying, like in her lawsuit, I think with the whole Caroline Manzo of it all, she's saying that or maybe Brandi Glanville was named in Leah McSweeney's lawsuit. Now I can't even remember. I literally have been researching this all weekend, but like, good God, it's like so much going on. You can't keep it together. But it said that, Kate Chastain and Andy FaceTime Brandi Glanville, and like now you can do the FaceTime video like messages. And so they were like, we're gonna have sex, like, love you, like blah blah blah, like you should come. And then apparently Brandi like texted back saying, I'll bring my dildo, LOL, was like joking, and everybody was fully clothed and they were drunk and like it was all in good fun. But apparently like either Brandi or Leah is like turning it around on them, and I don't know. Leah brought it to HR and said, these are my issues, and HR was like, well, we're gonna have to fire you because if you don't feel comfortable. Now I'm just like, what the fuck is the lawsuit? Long story short, the lawsuit is stupid in my opinion. Kathy's looking at me like, what am I supposed to Google?
No, it's just a whole bunch of her, like, she'll relapse during filming and then she'll be like, oh, I'm gonna stay sober, and then she'll relapse again. And she's like, no, I need to stay sober again.
So, babe, it's giving you're not strong enough to go on the show. And I'm not trying to...
And she says that,
like, kick you while you're down, but it's like, that's not the show's fault. And that's what other people in the sober community were saying, that
she said the producers pressured her to drink and encourage other members to do the same.
I just find that hard to believe. You know, on Love Is Blind, when they're like, "Oh, we were forced to like not eat." Like, are we like really? Like, do you really think people are like, or are they just like, "No, we got you sandwiches. You're gonna have to eat this, and now you're refusing to eat." That's not I'm starving you. That's you being like a diva and like not wanting to eat the food that we've provided, right?
And then when they filmed Ultimate Girls Trip, she asked to attend AA meetings in Thailand, and they didn't accommodate to it.
Well, that's kind of fucked up. If that, yeah. But I don't know. I just think Leah's annoying. I've never liked her. I mean, I do think she probably would have been good on the reboot. Like, that would have been a good segue of like, doing like old housewives to new, like the new cast. But good meaning like just age group, like demographic the same. Like, she's really not friends with 60-year-olds. Like, I mean, right? Like, I don't know. It's just she literally was so boring on Ultimate Girls Trip, and she was so boring Housewives of New York. Tinsley wasn't a good fit in my opinion either. I don't know. I'm over it. Leah's boring. Sorry. I'm a hater.
They said they'd try to get her to drink because she's more fun when she's drink, and she has a personality. So then it'd be like more interesting for the show.
Yeah, so you're boring, babe. Like, I mean, but also I feel like that's on casting. Like, you kind of fucked up with the casting and then like put yourself in the situation, and then now she's like, you know, like she felt like she had to drink. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't a good casting choice from the jump, and then now Leah's like blaming her sobriety for like lacking a personality. Mm-hmm. No, babe, I saw those confessionals and I saw those outfits. There's no personality there. By the way, I Googled Married to the Mob, and I was talking to one of my friends. She goes, "Oh, Married to the Mob was that girl in early 2000s, like blah, blah, blah." So like I Googled Married to the Mob early 2000s clothing. Ugly. And I Googled, she has like 4 things on her website right now.
Married to the Mob?
Yeah, that's her website brand or her fashion brand.
There's a lot of stuff on here.
Really? Because I looked... That's not that much for having a clothing brand in like the early, like that is some Etsy shop bullshit.
Yeah, this looks.
You have
like,
socks that have bitch on it. Like, that's not
you know, like the 2012 like Tumblr like stuff. That's what it looks like.
Yes, that's so funny because my friend was like, "No, in your Tumblr era, like Married to the Mob is that girl," and I was like, "Okay, well, I never was on Tumblr, so yeah, I don't know, not my brand." Oh, yeah, and I said worked hard. Oh, or you said worked hard to maintain her sobriety while grappling with depression and bipolar. Did I write this or did you?
I wrote that.
Okay. I mean, it does suck because she has said that she has depression and bipolar and, you know, substance abuse. I'm not, like, knocking her while she's down on that. I'm just like, then, babe, like, don't sign up for the show. You know? Oh, that's what I'm... Okay, moving on. Another Bravo news. I just had this thought on the way here. I'm not caught up on the last couple of episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but we did get more out of the trailer for Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix, out of the Kyle and Mauricio divorce, than we did on Beverly Hills. But I want to share some thoughts that I had like recently about how like Morgan and Kyle, in my opinion, kind of came to be. You know, she talks about how Mo wasn't there for when her friend died. And granted, this is like her best friend of when she was 7. And they were like friends as couples too. Like Mauricio became good friends with her just as much as Kyle was. And I gotta tell you, if somebody wasn't there for like the love of my life dying, like my best friend, a family member, anything like that, just somebody who was a very, very, very close person to me and was my sister outside of, you know, my family, that would break my heart and I would be really done as well. I think they were probably having problems, and I think that was a, you know, obviously key factor, which she did say. Now, I have heard rumors for years stating that, you know, not necessarily that they had an open relationship, Kyle and Mauricio, but that, you know, it was kind of like look the other way. Look, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not here to judge. And if he was like out of the country or like in a different state or something like that, and he cheated, it like wouldn't be cheating. I don't know. That's just what I've heard through the grapevine, all alleged. So there's that. The third part is that I think how Kyle and Morgan came to be. She lost her husband and her best friend in one. Morgan is a lesbian and she's a woman. So I think she kind of would fulfill or has fulfilled both of those like nurturing relationship aspects, as well as your dear, dear friend passing away. You know, you can vibe on a super friendship sister level and also maybe fulfill some of those romantic needs that were neglected in your marriage. I want Kyle to be happy. She deserves happiness. And, it's 2024. I think it's weird if you're like judging. Like, I mean, who hasn't been with a girl? Not me, but maybe, eventually one day, who's to say? I'm a free spirit, I'm just saying, like, that is so clear to where you have just somebody who maybe you would have never crossed paths with and who is fulfilling both of these like super, super, super deep voids and needs. And it happens to just be one person. So I think Kyle is, really trying to find herself and leaning on her relationship with Morgan. I think it's a sweet friendship. They were seen on a red carpet. I forget which carpet recently, but Morgan was like kind of, touching her hip in a non-platonic way. But I mean, get it, girl. Like, if I saw Mauricio on Dancing with the Stars, I don't know that the sex was that great. Like, I've seen what I needed to see, and I hope you're getting it where you need to get it. And I just, I'm excited for her, for healing and for being sober. Kyle's sober. She doesn't feel pressured to like drink or do whatever because she's interesting. She knew what she signed up for. She brings the heat each episode, even if, you're not the main character of every season. Kyle has been on the show for 14 seasons, 14 years. So, and, this year of her marriage, although she didn't divulge too much, she divulged like enough to where it was still an interesting season. And she still stirred the pot and, called people out and whatever. She went to Magic Mike with the girls in Vegas for Crystal's birthday. She hosted the CBD dinner or weed dinner, whatever it was called, THC dinner. She, she doesn't feel pressured to partake in any of these non-sober events. And I just think it's a cop-out, in my opinion, but who am I to judge? Whatever. Jax and Brittany have said that they were separated and then they're not separated. And now Brittany's back living at the house. And then she's like, no, I'm not. I'm actually living at a different house. And there were paparazzi photos of her moving things out, which of course I'm 99% sure they called on themselves. I mean, you would too for a check. I just, I definitely think it's PR for their show, The Valley, which I personally didn't need. I was always going to watch The Valley. I need Chris and Dodie on my screen. I need Jax Taylor on my screen. By the way, I will say I met Jax Taylor like for 5 seconds and I have a photo with him. Back in 2015 when I visited LA for the first time. I get it. That man is suave. I was like, oh my God, like you are like not like you were on TV. Now, granted, I'm easily manipulated. What? What did I say? I'm easily conned. Okay, I will always give people the benefit of the doubt. And I'm like, oh no, they're so nice. Like, what do they have to do with? I don't know. So I'm probably not a good judge of that, but I just thought he was really nice. He was also really skinny in person. I think this is the time he was doing, little snow candy, nose candy, whatever it's called, allegedly. But also like Tom was really skinny. Ariana was really skinny. I've seen Brittany in person. Brittany looks normal. Brittany looks like a normal you and me, size 4 or 6, like just a normal person. But on TV, camera adds 10 pounds. And then everybody else looked fucking anorexic skinny. Like Sheena, it just looks like a head on like a little twig of a body. Poor girl. Anyways, this is like years ago. But I don't think they're getting separated. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, it's okay. I know too much, I guess. Anyway, so I'm gonna watch The Valley. We'll see if it unfolds on our screens. I do hope that they get it together. Also, what is the reason of separation? They never said why they were separating. They just said, "Oh, we're separated." This man has cheated on Brittany, before they even got married, with Faith, who they had sex with in the bed of a hospice patient when she was next to them. That's crazy, girl. And you still married him? So why are you separating? We need to know. The fans need to know. Okay. Lala Kent is pregnant. She's doing a sperm donor. Okay, girl. Expanding the family. We love to see it. She posted a cute photo of her and Ocean last night with an ad, a prenatal ad. Not Mrs. Myers. That's cleaning products. Something like that. We didn't see the ad, but okay, girl. Family looks different on everybody, and I love that. You know, women empowerment. She said, I want a family, and I want it now, and I'm not waiting on a fucking man. Okay, I'm here for it. Lala's pregnant. Whatever. Okay, another one, which is crazy. Rachel Leviss is suing Tom and Ariana for revenge porn of allegedly distributing that video when Tom and Rachel were on FaceTime and Tom screen recorded it and then Ariana found it and then sent it to everybody when they were at the show. By the way, happy 1 year anniversary to Sandoval. Is this not the longest year of your life? I swear to God, I thought it was 2 years. I thought 2 years had passed. It's only been 365 days? Wild. She's named a couple other people in the lawsuit as well. Honestly, I'm here for it. I'm kind of team Rachel on this. The shit has gotten dragged out way too much. It's just cheating. I'm not saying that's acceptable. I'm not making an excuse, but like, babe, it's just cheating. Like, it's not murder. It's not a serial killer. It's like nothing crazy. I don't understand. It's like a girl made a dumb decision in her 20s who got taken advantage of by a creepy 40-year-old man, and now everybody's like holding her feet to the fire. It's like, good God, thank God I wasn't on TV in my 20s. I mean, right? It's like too much. Kiki Monique on TikTok said that apparently Ariana did know about the affair between Tom and Rachel and was like, you have to keep it for the storyline for next year or next season because we're on the verge of getting canceled. And Tom and Ariana, as well as Schwartz, all have, you know, and Katie all have like a huge stake in Vanderpump Rules and how it keeps going with the restaurants and whatnot. So apparently she was aware of the affair. I actually really do hope Rachel kind of wins this one because her career is over. Any sort of deals that she was going to have post pageantry or whatever is kind of out the window for now. Like, her reputation is defamed. Tom also had a New York Times article that came out last week, and he compared Sandoval to George Floyd dying and the O.J. Simpson trial. So, and then he put out a statement like, oh, sorry, that was like, you know, I didn't mean to say that, and it was like, you know, bad, so terrible of me to say that, blah, blah, blah. Girl, fucking bye. The new season of Summer House dropped. There's 2 episodes. Obsessed with Wes, first of all. I love a little short king. I guess he kind of got intimidated with Jesse Solomon of it all, which, oh my God, he's almost 5 years in remission for testicular cancer. So, you know, very brave of him to share his story. Obsessed with Sierra and Wes. I really hope it goes somewhere. I have to tell you, it's like watching my best friend on the screen. Tajwan and Sierra Miller are literally the same person. They have the same mannerisms. They talk the same. They have the same like face. Like, I'm so obsessed. And every time I just watch a screen with Sierra on it, I'm like this. Because I'm like, that could be Taj. She should get on Summer House. And then in turn, I could also get on Summer House. You know, hey, I'm here for the weekend in the Hamptons, whatever. But we need to get into the nitty gritty really quick about Lindsay and Carl. First episode, great. Lindsay and Carl, nowhere to be found. Loved it. They were in Washington, D.C., I don't know, doing something for the 4th of July with the president. Okay. Second episode, they come back and Lindsay's fucked up, just like going in on Carl. You're not sober. You're not this. Dude, first of all, I have a question. Actually, I thought about this. Who's friends with Lindsay in the house? No one. Kyle and Carl. That's it. And Kyle's only friends with you because he's known you for so long. And Carl's only friends with you because you're engaged or we're engaged. And then now you're probably not going to be friends with either of them because of the breakup of it all. Now, do I agree with Carl in his, 2 weeks before the wedding or 2 months before the wedding bullshit of calling cameras and breaking up? No. And I know I've talked a lot of smack about Carl in the past, which I do stand by. But I also think they're both annoying people. Lindsay was so aggressive and rude to Carl and attacking his sobriety. I think that's fucked up. Now, I know Carl was saying that that the breakup, he said on People magazine interview or something that the breakup was harder than his brother dying. That's crazy to me. But I just think, like I said, I think Carl latched on to a strong woman in his moment of weakness, and Lindsay was comfortable because they had been best friends for 6 years. And Lindsay puts a lot of pressure on, you know, we're gonna get married by this time and we're gonna do this. And like, even in the episode 1 in her confessional, she was like, it's our wedding, it's not my wedding, it's our wedding, and it would be nice if Carl would help. I feel like that's a huge red flag if your husband doesn't want to help plan like a wedding, like at all. He's not interested, babe. And ultimately, I think Carl did the right thing. Do I think that it was right how he went about it? No. But I am glad that he finally mustered up the strength and kind of did something for himself and, you know, really did have to deal with the consequences and still is going to have to deal with the consequences just due to, you know, everything unfolding now. So I don't know. I'm not team anybody, but the Summer House cast, obviously Paige, love it. Sierra, love her. Wes, I'm so excited to see how this season transpires. So without further ado, let's get into me and my guest, DJ Fisher. Okay, we have DJ Fisher here.
Hey.
I'm so excited. I could have stalked him at one of these restaurants and then I was like, be on my podcast. You know, per usual. It's just the vibe that I go for. So we're just going to finish our hot goss and talk about our personal lawsuits and life and whatever and get into it.
Yeah.
I love the OnlyFans story. What were you gonna say?
I'll be scrolling on my regular Instagram and sometimes I'll just be like, oh, this is a little too much. You know, like too much of the
like naked girls.
No. No, that's what just kidding.
OnlyFans is fun. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say Leah's doing OnlyFans now too.
I did an OnlyFans for a day once back when we had the freeze. I was my house had no electricity. We had a water leak, a couple pipes break, and our ceiling caved in our kitchen. So I was sleeping in my car in the driveway, nothing too severe. And I was like, oh, let's just make an
I need money, bitch. I need to fix this leak.
Well, that's one of the perks of renting. That was all on the owner, but he took his sweet time. So I was like, let me just see what this is about. And I threw it on my personal Instagram story for a couple hours, and I was like, let's see how much money I can make in a day.
How much did you make?
Not that much. It was like probably around less than 500, in the hundreds though.
Oh my god, wait, that's good. I don't think I would make that much.
It was good because I didn't even go like full nude, and I was like, damn, imagine if I went full nude.
What'd you do? Just chopping wood with your shirt off?
Yeah, I just posted pictures that I had on my phone from like post gym, like shirtless or like in my underwear, and then
but it's like your followers and you're like,
yeah, well, you can't. So when people sign up, I mean, if they want to put their real name, they can, but when you create a fan account, I guess I don't have a fan account, but you don't have to like put your real name and stuff. So these were just like random names that were like, you could see like, oh, this person tipped you, this person
like
subscribed.
Spicy Girl 123 tipped you. Okay.
I mean, I don't remember what the names were. They were like real human names. Like John Smith.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
You know, whatever generic names there are.
Oh my god, wow, what an intro. I'm like, should we do OnlyFans but for like the pod? Yeah. Oh my god, what if somebody was just like shirtless talking about pop culture? Now I'm onto something.
You should make podcast underwear.
Yeah, we could do that.
Oh.
I feel like people don't know, or maybe they do, but you don't have to do like sexual stuff on OnlyFans. Like I know a girl back home in in Connecticut rather. She does makeup. She'll do it in like her underwear and stuff like that, but it's all makeup. It's not like anything sexual. I guess it's sexual being in your underwear, but it's just mostly like
but
makeup.
Now everybody on TikTok is like in their underwear, like get ready with me. I never noticed like how weird it is because like I'm always doing that with my friends on FaceTime, but I'm like, I'm not posting that for the internet. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's wild. Sonia Morgan cooks on there, apparently. She's a housewife. She's like 60, but she just like apparently like cooks.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure she does rather well for herself, you know?
I mean, I don't know that she's naked though. She has like clothes on.
Well, yeah, exactly. You can use it for other avenues, I guess, you know? And it's just monetizing it. It's kind of like YouTube. I guess you just get paid a little bit more than what YouTube offers.
Wow, I couldn't do it. Wow, that's cool. Okay, do you want to try yours or no?
Oh yeah.
So, okay, we're finding out that DJ is allergic to vodka. So this is my second one. I'm just pounding them down today. So this is by Blake Lively.
Oh, nice.
Betty Booze, and I assume
I've actually
Ryan
heard of this.
Reynolds.
Yeah. And he has like a gin right now, or a tequila company.
Oh, that's the list.
I think it's Aviator.
Well, he just sold that Mint company or whatever.
Oh, the cell phone company?
It's pretty
cheers.
good. Okay, cheers.
Aviation. He sold that in 2020.
Mm.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
The lime makes it a lot more refreshing.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's not as bubbly as like a normal seltzer.
Mm-hmm, where it's like,
Yeah.
Wait, how'd you know that you were allergic to vodka?
So it's somewhat of a recent thing. Like I used to drink vodka in college in 2014, 15. I'm showing my age. But
well, I think we're the same age.
I turned 30 in December.
Oh yeah, I turned 31. She's old. Act like I'm 22 though, right? Wait, you know that TikTok trend going around? It's like, how old do I look? I don't want to hear it from the audience. I don't want to hear it. Okay, go ahead.
You don't look 31.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, it just randomly started happening. Like I think honestly, it's because of the type of vodka we were drinking in college, because we would get Graves. It's called Graves, so it's like a grain alcohol. It was like 180 proof, and we'd get like a little bottle. And
180, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like the diesel that I just saw on Death of the Dorms too.
Yeah, it's not good. And so we would have beers, and then we would share that bottle literally for like a weekend. So like one shot and you would feel toasty. So
this guy died for drinking 180 proof.
I believe it. That you could set that shit on fire. It was insane.
How did you
and if you took a shot and like the next morning you could still feel it in your throat.
What happens when you drink vodka? Is it any vodka now?
Yeah, so it's any vodka now.
You get a rash or?
Yeah, so I get hives. So it's like it starts here. Sometimes it'll happen like if I don't like wash my skin too. Like I get sensitive skin sometimes. Like if I don't like thoroughly wash it. But that sounds.
So we'll know when you haven't showered in a couple days. You heard it here first.
Well, like if say I work all day, because it used to happen when I worked the patio at Postino. Like I would be outside working all day serving tables, and then after a shift I would go get drinks after a shift, and then it would flare up again. Yeah. And so and also I think it's a combination of that, but I was also on Accutane while I was in college, because
you're not supposed to drink on it.
Exactly. Yes. Growing up in Connecticut, when you can get sun and hang out in the sun, you're like, all right.
God, I want to live in Connecticut.
You only get so many. You only get like, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I really love and I really miss Branford, Connecticut, but I just don't like. Now that I can't get like snow days, I can't miss work for snow. Like it kind of.
Well, you kind of can't hear when it sleets. So like everybody, the roads are closed.
Yeah, but you get like months of snow there.
Okay, so let's get into the Diddy lawsuit, because I'm super interested about this, and I feel like it's a little up your alley in terms of guy. So I saved it for you.
Talk.
Okay, so Lil Rod was the producer, or is the producer on Diddy's new album. Do we know the album name, or like
I think
when
it's called
coming
Love.
out? Oh, you're right. And did it already come out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out already.
I like the song What's Love. I think it's called What's Love. Because now he calls himself
Brother Love.
Yeah.
But he's the only one that calls himself that. I never caught on. Everybody's still calling him Diddy.
I mean, he's done it. He's had like 5 different nicknames. He's like
I know.
Puff Daddy, Puffy, P Diddy, Diddy.
The Love album, Off the Grid.
Okay, girl.
Sean Combs. Now
that's
Brother
his real
Love.
name.
Yeah, he's got like 7 names.
Oh, you knew?
So if anyone can do, I mean.
Okay, hold your thought, because hopefully you'll change it after this. Okay, so.
Yeah, I'm not up to date on it, so
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm taking his side.
Yeah. Like, wait,
I'm just saying that.
This is not gonna age well.
I'm just saying that he's been able to change his name.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Right. So Lil Rod apparently traveled with Diddy from September of 22 to November of 23, and has the video and voice recordings of Diddy just kind of doing like illicit things and sexual activity. Am I right? And then also he was accused of lacing underage girls' drinks at his home, which, by the way, no one knows this in this room, but I have said this before. I went to Diddy's house.
Really?
And I did not take first of all, I was already blacked out that day. So I was like, which is only like one of the ones that I have blacked out in my entire life. And I was really, I guess, like brown out, gray out, like whatever.
Brown, yeah.
But I went to his house. I didn't have any drinks. I did have a coffee, but I'm just like, did anything good happen to me in LA? It's like all of my stories have aged terribly, and it's giving spiritual warfare. But I didn't.
LA can do that.
Yeah, I didn't drink anything from his house, but I mean, there are tons of evidence of him leasing girls drinks who are underage.
I thought it started as just like he swung both ways, but now there's like a lawsuit with like drugging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it started that like that P. Diddy would like pimp out or trick out up and coming artists in order so that they would get like shine and stuff.
Usher, JB apparently.
Yeah, and then I guess now it's turned into the drugging and
sex trafficking. Yeah, sexual assault and sex trafficking. He's been named to have done some sex trafficking. Am I correct? They were comparing him to Epstein.
Oh. Dang.
Because like the underage girls, he would like, and then he would like force like Meek Mill to do sexual activity and everything like that. So,
I could see it. I don't know.
Meek Mill being gay?
Well, just about P. Diddy doing all this.
Meek Mill's gay?
Well, I mean, there's tons of people that you would never guess.
No, it's so true, because on my Hinge I put all that I ask is that you're straight, and everybody was like, oh, what's the story? No, the story is you guys are in the closet. Like I just let a girl know, like maybe I do want to date a gay man,
and
like,
I'm sure
let me choose.
And if Meek Mill is gay, I'm sure that's something that like growing up in Philly, and like black family, black neighborhood, that those aren't the easiest conversations for people, so it's definitely difficult. And I feel like for him to just be like, yo.
Of course. I was thinking about this morning, and now he's basically like forced to come out if he is part of the LGBTQ community. And then on top of being, in the African American community, being in Philly, being a rapper, being in that whole hip hop community, because regardless of anything, just the rap culture is toxic as hell.
The whole Drake and Meek Mill beef had something to do with her. I don't really know what, because he was like, is this your world tour or your girls tour, referring to,
right? Because
he was like opening up for Nicki Minaj for
Meek Mill was.
Yes, yeah.
Oh. Well, but he was kind of up and coming.
Yeah, I mean, and Nicki Minaj is a goat. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is. Another Sag, a fellow Sag. We love her.
Yeah.
And
she's from the Northeast, like me.
Oh, she is? From where?
New York.
But also, from Queens, right?
I think so, and then she went to Juilliard. I think she did
She did not go to Juilliard. Yeah,
she wanted to be an actor first.
Google that.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj went to Juilliard?
Maybe not Juilliard, but she definitely went to like a predominant or
honestly, she was really good in The Other Woman. What happened to what's his face and Mr. Forget Me Not? No one saw that movie, but you guys know.
No. Yeah.
No, it's like with Cameron Diaz, Kate Upton, and Leslie Mann. And they all date the same guy, for the guy from Game of Thrones.
I've seen it. It's like held in the Hamptons, right?
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing lately.
LaGuardia High School of Music and Performing Arts.
Oh, okay. Well,
close
that's
enough.
not Juilliard, but that's close enough. Performing arts. Yeah. This lawsuit is against Meek Mill's, Chris Brown, Stevie J. Which, do you know who Stevie J is?
No.
I'll tell you. He's a producer, I believe, and he was on Love and Hip Hop. And I only know this because I watched like really early seasons of it. He was in a relationship of like 10 or 14 years with, I forget her name, but with somebody on the show. She was like, marry me. He was like, I don't want to marry you. He ended up cheating on her, multiple times, but also with somebody else on the show, Jocelyn, whoever. You guys know who I'm talking about. And long story short, they end up breaking up, and now she's a lesbian. Like for years, she actually immediately married with somebody, another woman. And then I just think that's so interesting that like now he's named in this lawsuit about doing like homosexual activity, and it's like they were giving both beards,
Yeah.
Jocelyn Hernandez.
Jocelyn Hernandez. Yes. And you guys know who that is.
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out, Yeah. I feel like when that part of society or that world, it's like so far out of our reach at the moment that it's like it's hard for us to comprehend. Like I feel that's like a whole new world, like a whole different
being
world.
Gay?
No, just like being in Diddy's world.
Yeah, I mean some of us were in Diddy's world for a night, but no, yeah, I agree.
But because he's been making like millions of dollars a year since like we were born.
No, that's what I was telling her. I was like, Diddy is like Morgan Freeman and like Pharrell that like don't age. I'm like, Diddy has always been Diddy since we've been alive.
And also like, and everyone around him has been like gunned down or something crazy's happened to them.
And no, that's crazy too. And apparently he was like also in the investigation with the whole Biggie Smalls that just happened, or Tupac? Both of them.
Probably both.
Both of them, yeah.
I think, yeah. I don't know if he's been proven in any of those.
Yeah, nothing's been proven. It was all alleged, but
when there's smoke, there's fire.
So Lil Rod is seeking $30 million in damages. And he was also forced, when Diddy was showering, to work in the restroom while he was showering. Apparently, he's also been sued by 4 women in the past. So, this is another lawsuit. But Cassie, Liza Gardner.
He dated Cassie, right? That's the Me and You girl, right?
Yes. And she just literally settled in 48 hours of 20 million. She got, I think, from that lawsuit. Oof. Or 100 million. I don't know. It was something crazy. And Liza Gardner, Joey Dickerson, Neil, and a Jane Doe. I don't know who any of those are, but the Jane Doe apparently was gang raped by Diddy at 17 and 2 others when he was 17 and she was 34. And so she's named in this lawsuit, as well as Chris Brown.
She was 34 and he was 17.
No.
Oh. He was 34 and she was 17.
She was 17. And apparently she was at his house at one of his parties and was drugged and gang raped. And Chris Brown has been named in this lawsuit, redacted, but it's easy to figure out. Cuba Gooding Jr. And they are I don't know, apparently drugging and trafficking and making also apparently because Diddy mentored Usher and Usher mentored JB, and JB also was mentored by Diddy, kind of grandfathered in.
Right.
And apparently those two, Diddy, did something with Usher and JB, or forced them to do something explicit. I mean, I believe it. I think there's too much evidence to be all this didn't happen.
Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, when there's smoke, there's fire. I wonder, have any of them came out to say anything, or is anyone commenting on it?
Not yet. Because I think it just dropped Friday or something, right?
Oh, really?
It just dropped over the week.
I feel like that's
actually nobody's
I feel like
commented.
If no one's saying anything, that's also kind of a bad sign, right?
It's true.
If Bieber came out and was hey, this is nonsense, or
maybe that's why Stephen Baldwin was pray for us.
Yeah.
Or there's
maybe that's why.
Haley's dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could be it. But also, if you comment on it or say no, it's still giving it light, I guess. Right. So maybe I don't know. Maybe that's why they're not saying anything.
I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. Maybe that's why he's pray for Haley and Justin. I don't know. TBD on that, because there's nothing else. No, they haven't made a comment. Everybody's what are we praying for? And nobody made a comment. Well, how would you feel if, I'll just say it anyways, your mom stole your friends with benefits and then married him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apparently that happened to Trish Cyrus and Noah Cyrus, Miley's mom and sister.
Wouldn't be pleased.
I wouldn't be pleased.
I feel just get your own.
Her husband was on Prison Break. And she had just rewatched Prison Break. Okay, Dom Purcell. So they just got married last year, and the only people in attendance for the wedding in terms of family were Miley Cyrus, her older sister Brandy, and her older brother Trace Cyrus, both from previous marriages. Miley was the only one in attendance from Billy Ray and Tish. Sorry. Okay, so this is what I heard on Call Her Daddy. Tish said that she DM'd Dom years ago. She said that Brandy, I guess, was going through one of her DMs, and she was oh my God, you're blocked. And she was what do you mean I'm blocked? And she was Dom Purcell DM'd you, because she had always been a thing, I guess, in her family that if there's ever a chance, I'm going for it, whatever. And then apparently he had dated somebody in between her getting a divorce, and then the girl, I guess, saw Dom DM Tish and blocked Tish. Then I guess they broke up, and then Tish was unblocked. Magically, the DM was back, blah, blah. Now, I've heard this week that Noah apparently had a friends with benefits relationship with Dom Purcell. And then now, your mom is married to your friends with benefits?
I feel that whole community just everyone just passes everybody around. There's no one's off limits. And
the community of Hollywood, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've never been a part of it, but based on what we're told, that shit's crazy. It's everyone's dating everyone, and then everyone's dating this son and this daughter, and then it's they swap somehow.
There's really not much to report. I just thought that it was like interesting because it's all like alleged. Like it's just rumors. I don't know if that's even true or not. But I do know that like Bryson or the other brother and then Noah like don't talk to Miley because they sided with Billy Ray and then they weren't at the
Billy
wedding.
and Miley fighting?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
They've been fighting.
What?
I mean, I think they're like better now. They just like don't speak. Like I don't think they're like actively feuding. I just think I don't know. I guess the cheating is why they don't speak or something like that.
Huh.
So I don't know. TBD on that.
I just watched her. Was it Grammys?
Or her speech where she like didn't.
No, I watched her performance.
Yeah,
was it
the
Grammys
Grammys,
or the
Smiley?
Oscars?
No, Grammys.
Yeah,
where
and she had like her hair like blown back. Yeah.
I honestly really liked it.
She's jacked.
You know what she does?
I was
Pilates.
like, whoa.
She does Pilates.
Really? Damn. She looked like who was that warrior from? I don't know, some famous female warrior from like back in the
Joan
day.
of Arc.
Huh?
Joan of Arc? Is that too far back? What warrior?
I meant like Herculean time. Like I'm sure that.
Oh, like Aphrodite or something?
Yeah,
like a Greek goddess?
Yeah, like a Greek goddess.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not just a specific, just she looked like
like
Miley Cyrus Greek goddess.
Yeah, like if you like plastered her and like her body in gold and like or a statue and just put it up, you'd be like, oh, this is the female god of war or goddess of war.
Or music. Yeah. Okay, really quick, I want to end on your story. So earlier you said that you were like living in your car and doing OnlyFans, but that was just because you had a leak. But you have lived in your car before, correct?
Yeah, me and my mom. This was when.
Are you an only child?
No. So I have a brother and a sister.
Okay.
We're each 7 years apart.
Okay.
Or 6.5, whatever. My sister we have the same dad but different moms. So we didn't grow up living together because she lived in Connecticut, and then at the time when I was growing up, I grew up in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Okay. Till I was from the ages of like 3 to 9-ish, and then I moved up to Connecticut. And then I have a little brother. He's again like 6.5 years younger than me. So your mom had addiction issues, and she's been sober for how long? So 19 years. We actually talked about it. Yeah. Yes. Shout out, Mom. No, seriously, that's so good. And she actually, I found out this week because she's visiting, she quit smoking. So she's 2 weeks into not smoking. Cigarettes? Yes. Oh. Yeah, so, and she's been doing that probably since she was in her teens. Wow, yeah, that's great. If there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. I support it. She's a dog. But, yeah, so I lived in South Carolina till about 10, around there. And then my dad had fallen for another woman, a mistress, I suppose. And so mistress. Yeah, a mistress. Some biker girl. Just Lord. And then he went through like a biker phase. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, give it up. Right. But to each his own. Then I just heard this thing on TikTok. It was like, what do you say when you want to gossip but you like don't want to like talk shit? And it's like, oh well, I never talk bad about people, or you ended on to each their own, or you say, but who am I to judge? And we've said all those keywords this whole episode. Yeah, it is what it is. I love it. That's another one. So basically he was like, all right, y'all go back to Connecticut because we had family there. And then through that sent my mom through a little spiral. And it's fair because she was a stay-at-home mom growing up, right? So she didn't finish school. She didn't really know what to do. She was basically, her career at that point from the time I was born till 10 was stay-at-home mom. And so when we moved up to Connecticut, she was just trying to heal. And I mean, being married to my dad wasn't a walk in the park anyways. He wasn't a good guy. So it was mostly because she, went 10 years without doing anything. Like, it's like people who've been in jail for a long time. How do you like get back into reality? Society. Yeah, reality. Get a workforce, job. Yeah. Like, how do you get a job where you haven't had 10 years, like hadn't worked in 10 years? It's just crazy because that's only in America. Like, really? I have a girlfriend, that I met when I went to Canada, and she was like, so they get like a minimum of like 3 months off anyways, but like then you can take more and you can still have a job. Yeah, so she was like, nice. I took vacation and then now I'm just like, and they get a lot sabbatical. Of like paternity leave, right? Yes, you get a year. Each paternity and maternity, you get a year paid. And it's like, it sucks because it's like, well, raising a family is hard and it is a full-time job. Especially a newborn, like, and that, I mean, And that's like, even with like a perfect birth and like everything's fine, you know, but like there's other shit that people go through. So through like the stress of like moving to Connecticut, trying to find like something going her way, she took a liking to, it started with alcohol and then just kept on with the drugs. And basically her drug of, well, really anything, but crack and heroin were her drug of choice.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, which it's, but it helped, like I can't really look at it as like a bad thing. It helped me see things from a different lens.
Right.
You know?
And what lens is that?
Seeing what the pain that other people go through. You know, like it sucked for me for sure, but like probably sucked for her a lot more. You know? But then it was like living with her drug dealer and stuff like that. And ultimately I knew something was wrong, you know, and like I would see it happening, and because we lived in like a 1-bedroom, right? It was me, my mom, my brother, and I don't even know that guy's name, but and his girlfriend. So it was like a weird
situation.
Yeah. But you just learn a lot, and at a young age, I knew like what was going on, you know. And I remember vividly because I had gone to visit my dad in South Carolina, and I found the movie Blow, which is a great movie. They're smoking weed like probably for the first half of the movie because he starts out as like a weed dealer, and then it got into like the cocaine and stuff like that, the darker drugs. And I remember watching that movie. It was on VHS, showing my age again. But yeah, through that movie is when I was like, oh, this is what all this stuff is.
How old were you?
I don't know, probably 11, 12. Yeah, because there was like this was like 3rd grade through 5th grade. Like she was doing that, and then at 5th grade, we were evicted from our 1-bedroom apartment. So this was, me and my brother were sleeping in the halls of the apartment building, which was sucked, you know?
Yeah, that's awful.
It sucks, but it's like, when you're going through it, you don't really know how shitty it is, right?
Yeah.
Because like my friends' parents, they had problems with that stuff, and you know, it was like a ran down apartment building, so there's like other drug users there, you know, and like you don't really know how bad it is, you know. I mean, I knew it was bad, but we only did that for like a couple weeks,
and then you found something.
My aunt adopted me and my brother.
Oh, okay. So then
you see, and
that's
it's just
nice.
like my life is kind of like it's just a bunch of like female people that have like really stepped up and like you know, like saved me and basically like just killed it, you know. How
do you think this kind of shapes your dating life?
I'm sure it affects it quite a bit. I don't really date around, like my opinion is, because I see people that they like, which again, to each his own. I don't know anyone's.
Who are we to judge?
I don't know anyone's dating habits in here, but I see it a lot. Like people jump from person to person, and you know,
like codependent.
Yeah, and they won't leave this person until they find something else. You know, and I just don't. I can't do that. You know,
I can't either. I was single for 6 years before my last relationship, and I'm probably going to be single for the next 6 years.
Yeah.
Like I'm not interested. I do have like an anxious attachment, but I think it's a lot better. I definitely think it's like anxious secured. Apparently, per one of our last episodes, it's not secure, but I think it is. Do you know your attachment style?
I don't know. Is there like different categories? Is there like a personality test?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like a attachment style test. I can send it to you.
I just don't like the whole
attachment styles.
Like the dating thing, because I feel like if I can't see myself marrying you, then what's the point of even dating?
Oh my god, me too. I agree, which is not good taste because I've dated losers, but
and it can't be like the sex, because you can get sex anywhere, you know, like.
But I'm not okay. But let's talk about that, because like I can't. Like if you're pissing me off, like I can't. I need the emotional attachment. I've never been one that can just do the hookup culture. It doesn't work for me. I'm not interested. You don't have to be in love with me. Can we please fake it for like 30 seconds? Like please, just 30 seconds. It's not going to be longer than that. Let's be real.
That's one thing I noticed when I moved down here. Was everyone's like more pressured by family and religion of getting, and I do think settling down and marriage is good. Like I don't disagree with it at all, but I just think down here it's pushed on a little bit more than it is up there. Yeah, you know, like
and LA too. I didn't feel 1 ounce of pressure of like being in a relationship or getting married.
I wouldn't say it's like a decent thing to push. I feel like, but not like for you to live and the end all be. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to do it. I feel like it's a good thing to influence someone to like marry and not sleep around and stuff. But but again, everyone's life is different. It goes through different phases and stuff. So, but I don't think you should be forced like that. And I feel like people settle down before they know that, or they'll settle with someone who's not actually them. They're just doing it for the stability, which is also not cool.
And again, it's like going back to agreements. Like if you're just gonna be with somebody for that financial stability or the protective or whatever, then like make that agreement. Don't like make the agreement and be like, oh, well, he's never home, he works too much. Like, babe, you agreed. Like you knew what you were getting yourself into. Okay, where can people find you? Do you want to say it or no? I have a couple guests that don't want to say it, but it's up to you.
Like my Instagram?
Yeah, whatever. If you want people to follow you.
Yeah, DJ.realestate. As I probably mentioned, I do real estate.
Yeah.
And yeah, just give me a follow.
It'll be linked in the show notes, and I
swipe up. Right? Are we swiping up?
I don't think you swipe up anymore.
Swipe up.
Swipe up. I don't think you swipe up anymore, but it'll be in the show notes. And no, I appreciate you coming and being vulnerable and gossiping with me. It was amazing.
I learned so much.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank God you learned something here. So I appreciate it, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.